Now, imagine for a second that the force of friction has disappeared, just took off, went on vacation for only 10 seconds, thinking, so what? Finally, I won't trip over my own feet? Oh, my friend, you have no idea what a slippery mess we've just gotten ourselves into. Because in the very first second, you fall. You don't just fall, you melt onto the floor like a forgotten ice cream cone. Your feet, used to pushing off the surface, suddenly turn into two useless noodles. Trying to get up only leads to a comical, flailing dance on the spot. Your phone, which you were holding in your hand, it's turned into a wet bar of soap and is already sliding towards the nearest wall. And your morning cup of coffee. With the grace of a curling stone, it embarks on a journey across the table, only to spectacularly smear itself across the floor. And that is only the first second. We still have 9 left. Funny, isn't it? Humanity struggled with this invisible force for centuries. Even Leonardo da Vinci sketched experiments in his notebooks with blocks on planks, trying to figure out what the heck was stopping them from sliding. Later, a couple of very serious French scientists, Amintons and Coulomb, derived the laws we still use to design everything from the brakes in your car to the soles of your sneakers. But none of them, not in their wildest dreams, could have imagined what would happen if their beloved force of friction was simply switched off. But we can. So, 3 seconds have passed. On a personal level, things are bad. Your clothes, held together by the friction of the threads, are starting to unravel. Your shoelaces came undone instantly. Any knot, from a sailor's hitch to a bow on a gift, has become a useless piece of string. And now, let's look out the window. All the cars, trains, buses have turned into uncontrollable tin cans. A driver hits the brakes? Useless. The brake pads just caress the discs, creating zero resistance. Turning the steering wheel? The wheels turn, but the car continues to fly straight ahead. It's billions of tons of metal, playing a giant game of billiards on the city streets. 7 seconds have passed. It seems we're starting to grasp the scale of the disaster. Everything that isn't bolted down starts to slide. Speaking of bolts, the thread of a bolt is just a wedge, held in place by friction. So even the sturdiest structures are beginning to lose their rigidity. And right here, you might think the worst part is the chaos on the surface. But you're looking in the wrong place. The real nightmare is happening, right beneath our feet. What are mountains? They are giant piles of rocks and sand that don't crumble into flat hills only because of the friction between their particles. What are the tectonic plates our continents stand on? They are colossal chunks of the Earth's crust, grinding against each other, building up tension and being held in place. And now, at the 8-second mark, this invisible glue disappears. The mountains begin to crumble. Not landslides, no. Entire mountain ranges begin to flow like sandcastles against the tide, and the tectonic plates, freed from the force that restrained them, start to move. Billions upon billions of tons of rock begin their slow but inevitable dance. Zero. Friction is back. Everything has frozen. Your phone stopped a millimeter from the wall. The cars halted in an instant, turning into piles of mangled metal from the colossal G-forces. You've stopped sliding on the floor. Seems like it's over? It's just the beginning, because the tectonic plates, which gained even a millimeter of speed in those 10 seconds, won't stop. They will crash into each other with a force humanity has never seen, creating earthquakes and tsunamis on a planetary scale. The mountains, having lost their structure, will continue to collapse, and the winds, accelerated over the perfectly smooth surface of the oceans, will turn into hurricanes of unimaginable power. We always thought of friction as a force that gets in our way, a force of resistance, a brake. But we were wrong. Friction is not a brake. It's the invisible glue that holds our reality together, from the threads in your shirt and the asphalt under your feet, to the very mountains and continents. The world is full of such invisible laws that we take for granted, and sometimes to understand their true importance, you just have to imagine them disappearing, if only for a second. Want to keep breaking the universe with us, to see what it's really made of? You know what to do, and for now, just try putting a cup on a table and say thank you to the force of friction.